everyone, in this video I'm just going to do a brief recap on adding. As you know, it's a very important skill for maths, but often when we use our calculators all the time, kind of fall out of practice of using it and doing the manual method. In this video I'm going to be using what we call the column method for adding, which is pretty straightforward and it's a really important skill to have. So let's have a look at a few examples. So when we are adding, what we kind of need to keep in the back of our minds is place value columns, which you may have seen before, you may have discussed before. And essentially it's just when we write a number, we write it in a certain order. So if I was going to write 1622.22, I would write it in the column. So 1620 is my tens and 2 ones, and then I don't know what I said, potentially 0.5, 0.2, I would put it in the 0.2 like that. Okay, so what we are talking with these columns is we've got our thousands, hundreds, tens, ones or your units, your decimal place, and then you've got all the numbers that are less than a whole, so your tenths, hundredths, and thousands. Okay, you don't have to really worry too much about being able to write the columns. What you just need to be able to do is keep in mind when you are writing problems that you should be thinking of these columns. So if we have a look at this example down here, 722 add 21. The first skill they are testing you on is can you format it properly to do the adding. Okay, so all that means is if I'm going to write 722, I need to write 722 like that. And then when I do the adding, I need to make sure that I've got this 21 in the right place. Okay, so I've got 20, so that's in the tens column, and a 1. So I'm just going to put it in like that. That's all that they're looking for to start. So you've got yourself a few marks already, just for properly formatting it like that so that we can add it. And then just to recap your adding, so we draw our line. We always start in the smallest column. So this is our ones. That's our smallest this time. And we're going to go 2, add the 1, gives me 3. 2, add the 2, gives me 4. And 7, add nothing, gives me 7. And that is my answer, simple as that. Let's have a look at another example of using this. So let's say we are given this 548, add 321. Again, like I said, I don't always draw the columns for myself. You are welcome to if it helps you. But what we just need to keep in mind is when we are writing it, so this one, 548, we need to line up the next number appropriately. So 300, so we're going to put that in the hundreds column. 20 is in the tens column and 1 in the ones column. This is a nice straightforward one, they all line up. And same procedure as before. So 8, add the 1 is going to give me 8. 4, add the 2 gives me 6. And 5, add the 3 gives me 8. And so that is my answer, really straightforward, 868. The way that they do make this slightly more complicated is you might find sometimes you get quite big numbers. So if we look at something like this, again, first step, make sure we write it correctly. So we've got 299, and then the next number we've got is 43. So we don't have 100, so we leave that blank. We've got 40 in the tens and 3 like that. Okay, so that's your first test. They're trying to make sure that you can format it right. You're not writing the 40 in the hundreds column, for example. Then when we start adding, what we're going to see is this one has one extra step. So if we go 9, add the 3, we are going to get our answer as 12. Okay, we can't put 12 in this bottom column. So what we do is we put the 2 down there, and then the 1, we just add it onto the next column. Okay, so when I get to that next column, I know I'm just going to add an extra 1 there. Next we've got 9, add 4 is 13, add the 1 is 14. Same problem again, I can't put 14 in one column, so I'm going to put the 4 there and just carry the 1 over. And then last one, we've got 2, add nothing is 2, add the 1 is going to give us 3. Okay, so this one was the same general idea, but then we had a little bit of carrying over, which might make it a bit complicated. We're going to try a few more, possibly with carrying over, possibly with decimals. No matter how it looks, we're going to follow the same method. Okay, so next one, we have got one with decimals. This is where, again, thinking of those columns is really, really useful. So if we write the first number, 50.23, now we're going to write the next number. So we know this 50, that's the 5 is in the tens column. So we've got a 10 here. So we've got 1, 7 like that. And we put our decimal place and we put the 1. There is nothing else there. So we don't need to worry about trying to line it up or putting anything else there. That just means nothing in that area here. Okay, the really useful thing with decimals is that they seem quite scary, quite intimidating because of the decimal point. But if you just make sure it's lined up like this, so here we have it nicely lined up with the decimal places in line with each other, then everything should work out fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this one. So again, start in the smallest column. 3 add nothing is 3. 2 add 1 is 3. Carry the decimal place down. 0 add 7 is 7. And 5 add 1 is 6. And that is our answer. I think that is all we have for today. But if you have any questions or any particular ones you want me to have a look at, send them through in the comments and I'll make another video.